Hey there. So my name is Andre Charland. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Natobi, and we've built a platform called PhoneGap. PhoneGap is a platform for building native mobile applications with standard web technologies. So you use HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript to build actual native apps that are installed on your devices. So we support iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, Palm WebOS, Symbian, and soon we'll have Windows Phone 7 and Samsung's Bata as well. We do this in two ways. We have an open source platform offering, so you can download that from our website today, and we also have a platform as a service cloud offering, which allows you to compile, build, and deploy your apps in the cloud. So here's what mobile development looks like today. If you're an IT manager or you're running some brand, you know you have to deploy mobile applications. It's kind of like websites from a number of years ago when everyone's scrambling to get online, except we have all this different technology stack we have to look at. So you need to go out and hire Objective-C talent for iOS. You need 2 different flavors of Java for Android and BlackBerry. You need some web developers. For Palm, it's their own kind of framework. Then you need .NET developers, C++, and the list goes on. So finding these guys alone is very tricky. It's very expensive. If you try to outsource this, it gets even more expensive with agencies. You don't retain that learning in-house. It's a big mess. And if you're targeting multiple versions of BlackBerry, that's enough to make even the most seasoned developer cry. So yeah, and after all this, you still have to deploy a mobile website because some users are not going to install your application. So that's kind of what you're faced with. But what if we could leverage our same team that we have today inside of our IT shop or development team who's been building web applications for years. Now they can deploy to all these devices with PhoneGap. So you get to reuse code, you get to build your applications faster and easier, you can reuse your tools, your JavaScript libraries you've been using, and deploy to all these devices. So that's what we're doing with PhoneGap. So that's the open source framework right there. Looks kind of like this. You have your web technology that you're writing with. So HTML5, JavaScript, tools we've been using for years. Lots of people know how to use this. JavaScript's one of the most popular and fastest growing programming languages out there. You can still call native APIs with PhoneGap, so stuff like geolocation, contacts, camera, file I/O, offline storage, all there. You can use the web frameworks you've been using, stuff like jQuery Mobile, Sprout Core, Dojo, Sencha Touch, whatever you're looking to work with. That'll work great within PhoneGap. Functionality that's not there in a cross-platform API way, you can use plugins for that. So plugins will give you stuff like push, Facebook authentication, security, ads, all that sort of stuff. If it's not a plugin out there in the community, you can write your own. It's very easy. Then we have this platform as a service offering in the cloud. Basically, what the result of that is, you upload HTML and JavaScript to our service. We give you back native binary files that you can either install directly on the phone or distribute to app stores. So that's what PhoneGap builds online today in a private beta. You can also use plugins, so you upload bits of binary native code that get wrapped into your application. You can use common JavaScript libraries again, and you can even work with the IDEs you've been using for years, stuff like Clips, there's a plugin for that. Next version of Adobe's Creative Suite will have support for Dreamweaver, PhoneGap, so really leveraging the cloud to build, debug, test, and then deploy your applications. So here's an example, a typical type of PhoneGap customer, C-Web. They have something like 4,500 employees, office in 30 countries around the world. They're a leader in shipping and cargo information, and they had a mobile web, or a desktop web application. Now they've ported it to all these different form factors: iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and iPhone with PhoneGap, and now they're porting to other apps and other platforms. Here's some of the customers, a bunch of names you've never seen before. Lucent, Sabre, Ars Technica made their iPad app with it. Logitech's doing some really cool phone remote control stuff. Deutsche Telekom built a whole framework on top of it. Sony Ericsson, HP promoted as a way to do development on their platforms. IBM is a major contributor to the PhoneGap project. They have 5 people full-time writing code, and Adobe is supporting it in the next version of Creative Suite 5.5. So very exciting from a kind of enterprise adoption standpoint. Our business model, we like to call it the mullet business model, so the boring business stuff up front, and then the party in the back, which is the platform as a service. So we're doing support and training today, which is kind of your boring stuff for doing, it's kind of no-brainer if you have an open source project, support people trying to use it. The platform as a service will be subscription-based or per build on an API usage base. That's what we're going forward with. Traction has been great, both for the private beta for the pass and the community. So we're getting nearly 500,000 unique visits a month right now. for PhoneGap.com and the community site, which is really exciting. We've almost built 10,000 apps in the cloud offering, which we released in late December, so that's pretty quick, 10,000 apps 4 months. We have 20,000 messages in the mailing list, 5,000 members strong, very active, about 500,000 downloads so far. And there's thousands and thousands of apps deployed today in various app stores, from Apple's App Store, Android, BlackBerry, you name it. There's all sorts of different kinds of apps, casual games, there's media clients, news tools, CRM systems, accounting tools. It's basically, you name it, it's out there. So the team behind it is myself and Dave Johnson, who's our co-founder. Dave and I have had a number of different businesses over the years, and Atobi itself has been in business for quite a while. We had a successful acquisition a couple years ago, Robot Replay. It's a product we built and sold off, and then we started on PhoneGap. Brian LaRue is kind of a luminary in mobile and web development, speaking just about every conference around the world. So if you're building mobile apps, I'd love to chat. That's how you can get a hold of me. Thanks.
Nicely done.